about a mile in, which had been the first street right around Murdoch, I noticed Vince kind of started walking for a little bit, but then he took off running. And it wasn't until I got around the corner here and started running up across the 11th Street Bridge that I noticed Vince was laying down, and Sergeant Hungria was over him, and he was actually already on the phone to 911. And I asked real quickly, what happened? He said, well, Vince just sat down, and next thing I know, he laid down, and Sergeant Hungria was able to relay to me that Vince had something in his mouth. He noticed some foam or something in his mouth, and that he was calling the 911 to try to get help. And so I come around and we quickly evaluated him and realized that Vince was completely and totally unconscious. At the time I checked his pulse, and he had a very rapid pulse, like he had been running. So I was able to evaluate and realize that he wasn't breathing, and I, based on some of the information that Sergeant Hungria gave me, I opened his mouth and realized that his tongue was kind of down into his mouth, and so we was able to clear his airway. And for several minutes, once we was able to keep his airway open, Vince was able to take several gasping breaths, not rapid breaths, but just periodically he was able to take gasping breaths, and we realized that for a while we were thankful that that was working, and we would continue. Sergeant Hungria continued to relay the information to 911, but then there came a time though where we noticed where his breathing started slowing down, and actually ended up checking Vince's pulse, and he didn't have a pulse. So we relayed that information, and Sergeant Hungria started chest compressions. And once we started chest compressions, we kind of went through a period of time that he was able to take some more gasping breaths, and it was just a matter of waiting and trying to continue to perform emergency CPR measures to keep Vince around until fire and EMS got here. And we were very thankful that it didn't take them very long for them to get here, and they were able to have the right equipment to help Vince with the defibrillator and get his heart started again. Because by the time they got here, his heart had completely stopped.